Ohio. We're high on Ohio. These stories inform and inspire through the words of people who make Ohio home. Good news and good ideas, identifying and acknowledging the excellence that is all around us. This is Gene Krebs. I'm here today on behalf of the Center for Community Solutions, and we're high on Ohio. We're going around this great state. We're interviewing a series of leaders and people who take decisive action to make Ohio a much better place. Today I'm joined by Joyce Barrett, who's the Executive Director of the Heritage Ohio Group. And Joyce, first of all, thank you again for allowing me to come in and talk to you a little bit about this stuff. So, first of all, as the Center for Community Solutions has me going around and talking to people about all this, the youth are baffled as to how did these people of leadership get to the spots where they are. So how did you get to be Executive Director of Heritage Ohio?
I think a lot of people, it's not as calculating as people think. I think we fall into what our passion is. And I think that I fell into this. I started out as a history major. I worked in history museums. I lived in a historic neighborhood in a Victorian house, and they needed someone to serve on the design review committee and our commission for our design review commission. I did that, and as a volunteer, I fell into a position, and it was one position after another. So I think if you follow your passion, what you care about, you'll also fall into the career you want.
So, and I've heard this from other folks too, is that volunteerism actually is a way that oftentimes leads you into a career, but it's also an avocation, something you are really profoundly interested in, live, work, and dream about then.
Yeah, I think that's true, and that's the way I've advised my kids, follow where your passion is. Hopefully it isn't all fluff, that there's really substance behind your passion some of the times, and what your skills and abilities lead you there.
And Joyce, you're Executive Director of Heritage Ohio. What is Heritage Ohio, and what exactly do you do?
Heritage Ohio is a nonprofit organization. We work statewide. Our mission is helping people to save the places that matter, build community, and live better. So all of our programming is kind of based on a community interest in using the assets they have in their community, which we believe are their historical resources. So we work to help citizens in their community save, grow, revitalize their community, and we help create the tools, advocate for the tools that they can use in that way, financial historic tax credits or technologies about how can I better paint my house, things like that.
Talk a little bit about the State Historic Tax Credit Program for rehabilitation. You mentioned it here.
This is a 25% rehabilitation tax credit that commercial properties can use that have an impact to grow the economy in Ohio. So if you have a historic building, you want to rehabilitate it, we recommend that people twin the Ohio Historic Tax Credit with the Federal Historic Tax Credit to make it a little bit more affordable, because once those buildings are back online, they are much more effective at contributing to the economy. We want to see buildings repurposed so that they're bringing in property tax, sales tax, and income tax, rather than being vacant and underutilized. We have to start from the core of a community and rebuild infrastructure.
One of the things you do here at Heritage Ohio that makes Ohio a much better place, I think, is you guys have a major role in the Main Street program. And if I look around Ohio, the communities here that are doing a fantastic job, places like Worcester, are Main Street programs. What is a Main Street program, and why would a city want to get involved in that, and how would they get involved with that?
The Main Street program is 30 years old. It came out of the National Trust for Historic Preservation, and it's kind of a self-help template for communities. So certainly back in the 70s and 80s, when there was urban renewal and a lot of disinvestment in the cores of communities, communities started to fail. And they're still failing, unfortunately. But when community leaders call and say, we've got to do something, they can call on the Main Street approach, which really is a self-help approach for communities to use this template, use this model, of organizational structure, promotions and marketing, economic restructuring and business enhancement and design, when they implement this through committees and a grassroots approach, they can revitalize and make a stronger downtown.
Yeah. I've often said that it's like a comprehensive, coherent approach to be able for the downtown to battle back against Walmart.
Well, it isn't just Walmart, it's saving themselves for a future.